hard to hear him.
Yeah. Stream is disconnected, attempting to reconnect a minute ago. Are we back on?
Yes, I see us now.
Alright, excellent.
Great.
Speak up.
Death is only the beginning. Then I feel like what comes next can't be good.
Well, I hope for both our sakes that you're wrong.
I think better than hope. It seems like any way to get ahead in this world is to get on your knees to something, to anything. Probably much the same afterwards.
Can Hans at that point be like, I agree wholeheartedly. Saskia,
Yes?
we got to talk about something.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's time.
I'm sorry. I have to say goodnight.
No, it's okay. Enjoy your night.
Thank you. We will see you in the morning.
Of course, and I'll be watching and keeping everyone safe.
Thank you.
You can rest well.
You too, when you can. And I'll go inside.
Milo and wave as soon as the door shuts. It drops, and I'm gonna look for some instant coffee.
Good night.
You made new friends, Saskia. You always make friends wherever you go.
I mostly just wanted to keep him happy, but not come inside.
No,
What
you
is-
did good.
Do you learn about bean recipe? Was it a good bean recipe?
It's actually quite sweet and very American.
Mm.
But I won't tell him that because clearly he does not like them.
Who does? Friggin' Americans.
Listen, that's my father.
They do horrible Russian accents. God awful.
That is what I've heard.
Armies.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Did you actually need to talk to me, or were you giving me an out?
I was giving you out.
Good. Take off your shirt. I want to see how the wound is doing.
You could say it nicer. Say like.
Hans, I want you to take off your shirt.
That's it. Okay. And he'll take off his shirt.
Oh, Hans.
I will be polite.
And you can always take him to the bathroom.
It's true. I
Good.
could.
The bathroom is going
Do
to be
you
scary.
want to look at the
The-
bathroom?
I don't.
in
The,
here?
I
the
don't want to
bathroom
look at that.
is disgusting, but right now I'm just wanting to look at his injury.
You step into the bathroom. There's a cracked mirror, but instead of a toilet, there's a hole in the trailer and
Ah,
a slight pit that seems to go deep into the earth.
Well, it could be
Below
worse.
the trailer.
I don't. This is a pretty
Could it
low.
though?
Could it? Yeah. Could it?
Ah.
You remember what my bathroom looked like after Wes was done with it.
So Wes is the destroyer of bathrooms.
All right, now.
At least you don't have to flush anything, as long as you don't miss.
At least nobody had the beans.
And
Nobody had the beans. But yes, look at my injury. How bad is it? Still bad, Mitchell? I think we had stabilized it at least, right?
Yeah,
of
we
course.
packed it. I put my herbs on it. Stuff.
The herbs.
I
Is
made
it
an
done
herb
roasting?
paste. I
You
made an
did.
herb paste.
You did. Just don't tell me if there's any worm. I don't want any worms. If there's worms, don't tell me.
I don't see any worms.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
good.
looks fine.
For the most part, I mean.
Yeah.
Hans, I have to ask you a very strange question.
No. If you must.
Would you mind scratching my itch again?
Where is Itch?
You know what I mean.
He's gonna kind of like look around and like see if like anybody else is listening and kind of shift awkwardly and kind of
Not right now, obviously, but this is like the only time that I've had to talk to you.
like right now, like later.
Does not have to
or-
be right now. It could be later, whatever.
So he's gonna kind of look down at his wound and kind of, yeah, sure, whenever, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Leave the bathroom. Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing happens.
I just, picture just one of those like airport bathroom conversations where one party's just like, bye.
Yep, it's pretty compact in there. Wes, your search for coffee indeed is successful. There's a old bag. Pick it up and open it up. There's several spider carcasses in it, but other than that, the beans have a slight cinnamon smell to it, and a bit of copper.
Who's nearby?
Everyone. It's a small trailer.
What do you guys think? Spider carcass, is it worth cinnamon dolce? I'll be
There's
fine.
nothing wrong with spider carcasses.
Maybe if,
They say you eat like 8 spiders while you're asleep.
It's true.
In
It's
this
not like they're
universe, it's true.
mosquitoes.
I like to be above average, so this seems fine.
And if you put a little bit of table salt in it, it should balance out some of the acidity.
This is gonna be the worst cup of coffee I've ever had in my life. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna start brewing.
I'm gonna go ahead and just try to get some sleep. Like, Jan doesn't like this, but
Yeah, Johanna is also gonna try to sleep. But, she's gonna wrap herself up in the detective's coat.
Oh. One day. Is anyone staying up?
I believe Wes is.
Yeah. Taking the whole night. Because I slept all day.
That's fair. And everyone else is sleeping peacefully?
I hope so.
Like it. Yeah, for now.
Trying
Ration
to.
out my coffee. A cup every 2 hours. See how it goes.
Yeah, why don't you give me a willpower roll,
All right.
Wes?
Well, the dice said 5 before my modifier, and I can pull it up, or you can just tell me what's gonna happen.
I'm glad you're back because I was rolling horribly last game, and I blamed that on you.
Oh, good. See, so now I'm.
Now you're the worst one. Thank
Yay.
you.
Yeah.
Yay.
You did it!
Yay!
Yeah,
so...
that's a 6 total.
Yeah, it's
I
tiring.
sure am tired.
Sleepy, your eyes feel heavy, watching the forms of your friend breathing as they sleep into a lovely, deep sleep. You can see several small figures crawling over their faces.
Nope.
Small figures.
Yeah, those little dark friends that like to scurry about when the light is turned on.
Oh, hell no. Alright, I'm turning on the lamp.
They scurry away, but not in places that you're going to tell them about in the morning, Safe and hidden in the dark recesses of...
Well, I drank the fucking things. They could sleep next to them, that's for sure.
Yeah. It doesn't wake them, at least, so that's good. But, as always, when you stay up late, you illuminate a spot in the darkness, a slight silhouette can be seen on the bed. Long hair, a feminine figure. And then right next to it, a little doll. missing an eye.
Yeah, that wasn't there.
Mm.
I know that
Wasn't.
for a fact. Alright, I'm gonna pull myself up and inspect it. Grab the thing if it's still there.
Yeah. Right next to this woman, your Sabine, as it were, is the doll, and you're very much able to reach out and engulf it with your hands.
I'm gonna look at Sabine. She look awake?
Yeah. She has this odd look about her, a collar attached to her neck, chains coming out from the ceiling, restricting her breathing in little waves. And you can almost see that the bed itself is moving, almost writhing as she sits upon it.
I'm gonna move beside the bed and sort of make a squat so I can get close enough to whisper.
She looks at you with a smile on her face, almost as if you were everything to her. Almost as if the next words out of her mouth might be, Daddy.
What the hell is going on? You're not real.
She leans forward. You smell glue. Sharp and crisp. And she breathes into you. Well, I'm here. I'm real. You just left me.
You're lying.
Why would I be lying?
Well, you're not real. For one, you've been following us, and
Why am I not real? Is it because you can't see me all the time? Is the sun not real? Is the moon not real? Can
What do
you
you want me to
imagine the
do?
torture you have inflicted upon people? Did you not think there'd be consequences? Or rewards?
I don't know who you are. I know Sabine's real, but she's out there. It's not you. But what do you want?
The Sabine you recall and remember was left at the bottom of the stairs, her neck distorted and broken in an odd, uncharacteristically human fashion. You staring at her from your high perch like a predatory bird or vulture on the railings of the stairs.
That's bullshit.
We forgive.
Remember that.
And we love you for it. How many offerings have you provided us in your lifetime?
Suppose I need to ask you that. What? Look, I don't even know who you are.
Call me Sabine. Say it. Sabine.
It's not you.
Say it. Sabine. Say it. Wes. Say it.
It
Say
ain't
my
you.
name.
What are you gonna do?
I would
If
never
I-
hurt you, Wes. I adore you. I love you. When I am not with you, I think upon you, and I can't help the things that I do. There's a slight shiver in her spine, goosebumps, raised flesh.
I just want to find her.
You want to find Sabine?
Yeah.
I'll show you. But you have to tear down the wall.
What do you want me to do? My voice no longer a whisper.
I want you... Oh, it has to be something dreadful in order for you to break down and see Sabine. Be where she is. You know, those two individuals outside, old and rickety, they are fragile like porcelain dolls. Really, just a slight pressure with your thumb could easily break and crush. The shithole would be a nice place to toss him. I think that would allow you to gain a peek at Sabine. What do you say, Wes? Do you want to see her? Or is this visage enough for you?
I'm gonna walk away out of the bedroom compartment.
You walk away and you notice it's pretty dark, but there's almost this reflective look about her eyes as she sits in the darkness just a couple of feet from your friends. And the doll is no longer there.
A gasp of horror as I realize that doll is of some significance here. I'm gonna head out of the trailer.
Excellent.
Would any of us have heard him leave?
We'll say yes. I mean, I'm sure everyone is slightly, if not overly, on edge and listening in for any sort of opening or closing of doors.
Okay. I was kind of half asleep for a different reason, but now there was a door open and closed, so I'm gonna get up and investigate real quick.
I feel like Johanna would like sort of like do one of those things where like she opens an eye and then like sees nothing creepy or immediately attacking her and then just go back to sleep.
Hans is out like a light. He is not like, unless there's like somebody screaming, he's out. He doesn't hear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, it's just that like, well, we're not being attacked right now.
Yeah.
It's nothing in my face.
Okay. So I was just rolling coolness to see how Jan kind of is looking at this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting on 16, so kind of like he's going to kind of, when he hears someone or the door open and shut and someone like leave, he's going to actually get up, walk towards the door, basically pull out his knife or grab his knife from his coat basically and just lean up against the back wall around the door. Just basically, someone went out, then they're gonna have to come back in. But basically, the idea of being ready to ambush someone if they come in to follow.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Excellent.
just gonna play and wait.
Wes, you're in kind of the people wake and hear the footsteps against dried leaves of the caked mud earth. Where are you going, Wes?
I'm gonna head towards the car. First, I gotta think about this. Gotta get the fuck away from whatever that was.
It's
I don't think
parked
it's Sabine.
right there, where it should be. Hyun, as you're kind of perched against the wall, you notice a pair of eyes, a dark silhouette on the bed, staring down at the sleeping figures of your companions.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No.
That's okay.
First and foremost, just keep an eye on it. It's like just that sort of thing of, am I actually seeing this, or is this just in my head kind of thing? Unsure. Because I'm on edge.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It kind of blinks in and out, changes perspectives, and seems to shift in and out of your peripheral.
In that case, basically, he definitely puts his back up against a wall kind of thing. And he tries to get to the most open portion of this area, like not wanting to go into any small rooms, just kind of looking down at his hands and fingers a little bit, fidgeting slightly.
Excellent. And Wes, you make it to the car.
Instead of going in, I'm gonna lean on it and look at the trailer park.
Yeah, it kind of
Observe it for a little bit.
groans with your weighted suspension, having gone through quite a lot the last couple of days. You can see the fire in the eyes of the two older men, though they're not looking at you, more so gazing sleepily at the campfire before them. The moon is out and shining, peeking out between these dark gray clouds.
I'll take a minute then. Just wait. See if they get up.
They don't.
I'm like peeking out of the window from the living area.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see anything beyond the campfire. You can kind of see the reflection of the moon on the car, a silhouetted figure leaning against it. But there's something that kind of touches the back of your neck, caresses it in a fashion that's almost like a violation. But it's not an actual feeling, no, it's just something in your head. You know it's not real.
I just like do my protection. I trace protection sigils on my face and on my chest, and just hope that it works to get the feeling to go away, and just say, I have an intended partner for tonight. I don't need this.
There's a slight gust of the AC, cold, and it smells like it hasn't been turned on in quite some time. You definitely smell that bit of mold in the system. And then below your fingertips, you feel something sharp. It's a razor blade.
I guess I take it out with my teeth because I don't have my other hand. And just spit it in my hand. Ow.
Do I hear Saskia making any noise or moving around in the other
You
room?
probably would have heard me say ow.
Yeah.
At which point there's a loud like click of like a lighter opening and a small spark of glowing red flame from the other room, and a slight cherry basically glowing from the other room as Jan pulls a cigarette out and lights one. Then a second glowing red dot as he lights up a second, walks to the other room and offers it out.
Scared the shit out of me. Ugh.
Too many things moving around, it woke me up.
Yeah, Wes is outside. And then this, which is weird.
Yeah.
Do you have any vodka for... I don't want to get an infection.
We've got some left. I don't know if Hans and I have killed this bottle yet.
Well... If not, then I can get something from my bag.
Okay. He'll pour out like a shot glass worth of it and offer
And I'll
it
just
out.
dunk my finger in it.
And looking down, you kind of, through the little bit of light, you can see Hans is cuddled up, kind of his arm circling around a little porcelain doll.
I will go and take the doll from him. No. Nope. Creepy doll goes away. I put it on the bed.
You put it on the bed.
Yep.
Uh-oh. Now its power is going to increase.
And the bed starts
absorb-
rotating.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to absorb
Ears
whatever
flip.
evil is in the bed.
The swinger's bed.
And I poke Hans a couple times, but he's not waking up.
No. He is out. Hans is out.
You
Yeah.
fucker.
He's just dead.
And so I go back out to the living room and sit on the noisy couch and just smoke. And just very hugely disappointed.
Oh.
I think Jan might go and do the same in that case, just basically wanting to find somewhere to sit, kind of like lean up against the wall and just kind of smoke through a couple of cigarettes.
If you do that, Sassi is going to be very inappropriate very quickly.
That's fine.
All right. So you sit down. I throw my legs up on your lap and just like lounge back. This is not how I saw my night going.
You know, anytime my life gets involved with Hans, it's very quickly it turns into this. Or machine guns. One or the other.
You know, if sex was involved, it wouldn't be so bad.
Suppose that's the way things tend to work. I usually just get shot.
Well, you didn't get shot today.
That's fair. Also, don't very much like this rickety, closed-off building.
Well, it was either that or we all tried to sleep in the car.
I like that less.
Exactly. So what do you want to do now, Mystery Man?
I was going to just sit here, smoke until I calm down and try to go back to sleep, which probably won't happen.
I apologize to everybody about what I'm about to say. There are other ways to calm down.
Color me intrigued.
I will go and sit on his lap and attempt to seduce him.
You don't need to, or he's on board with this plan.
Hot! Alright,
Yes.
let's do this.
Hans is out. Oh man. Oh,
Listen,
Hans.
we have the same addiction, honey, and mine was apparently stronger than yours.
Oh man.
Johanna, what are you doing during this rickety creaking of the couch?
I mean, I imagine again, it's one of those things of just like, oh, I'm not getting attacked or dying. Cool.
Hans is like, not to me. Okay.
Yeah, Hans is just like, yes, I can save.
missed your shot, buddy.
I did. He did.
He threw away his shot.
Ah, in Hamilton, he
Not
is
gonna
not.
throw away my shot.
Except for tonight.
Ah.
So
So this is lovely and awkward. What's happening with Wes?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's Wes doing?
Wes is outside, right?
yeah,
he
we'll
went to-
get to that soon.
Rough
Oh God.
Jan, this whole thing is quite overwhelming. Why don't you give me a keep it together roll?
Yes.
Wow.
Keep it together is coolness,
Jeez.
yes?
Yeah.
12.
All right. So there's points in time.
My typical rule.
When you're gazing down at Saskia, that her eyes almost have a very reflective mirror-like quality to it. There's a smile about her that is it's hard to say. It reminds you of a kid watching a small animal being tortured, or the same smile that many of the people had at the brothel the other night.
Mm-hmm.
There's an almost weight, a gravitas to the circumstances you find yourself in. And with that, the door bursts open, light pouring in. Wes, you see two sweaty bodies upon the couch. The springs of the couch kind of going.
Working them out.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna click the lamp off, and I'm gonna go straight to the bedroom and pretend that I didn't see it, and I'm gonna use that as my reason to not talk right now. I'm just as sweaty and out of breath.
I feel like the door slam wakes up Johanna, and she looks at them. It's just like,
Oh,
God
no.
fucking damn it!
Sorry.
We're in a different room. To be fair, we're in the living room. Y'all are in the bedroom.
Yeah.
There are
Are we?
two separated rooms
No, but I was sleeping on the tarp on the floor.
in the bedroom.
I
This
thought it was.
place is
bedroom-
pretty
okay.
small.
The bedroom is where the carpet was new. The bed was terrible, but the carpet was new in there.
I mean,
Okay.
the walls are thin. It was about the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it-
yeah,
I assume
but
here's
but,
what's
she
going
hears-
on.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it becomes that,
you don't have to
alright.
see it, but you know what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the couch is like, it's happening.
It's happening.
All right, I'm
It's
going.
the
I'm
most
gonna go to bed.
action. It's the
Yeah.
most action that couch has seen in a while.
I doubt
In
it.
At least a couple hours.
A couple, yeah. This is
There we go.
At that point, yeah, Hans as well. Like, as soon as Wes would have come in and Johanna would have woken up, like, Hans would kind of at least been like, is it morning? Johanna, is it morning?
It's in the AM.
Okay. He's gonna go back to sleep. He's gonna try to go back to sleep. He's the only one that's gonna be like, don't.
I'm gonna
sleep."
kick him before he falls asleep. 'Cause I'm actually still awake. I'm just sitting with my hands on my knees in the corner of the room. I'm gonna kick Hans.
You kick
What?
him.
Yeah.
You kick him in the wound, like. Ah!
Son of a bitch! What? What? Wes, what?
This is not fine.
No,
Everything's
nothing's fine.
fine. What's happening, Wes? What?
Tell me what this looks like. I'm gonna throw a gun to your feet.
What the fuck?
This
Can we
is
not-
done.
Can we not throw guns around? Like just
It's unloaded.
You check the chamber?
It didn't shoot. You're lucky. Maybe. It is gone. What do you mean by it?
Look, the old men, they lured me out to the woods. They were dragging me, they said they'd shoot me. I got a lucky shot. And I took care of them before they could shoot, but I don't know if there's more. They tried to kill me. They want what's in the suitcase. We gotta go.
Okay. Give seconds. I will. Yeah. No, we go. Hans will get up at that point, and he is moving around and ready
Hang
to
on,
go.
Then you
They
hear
just-
thump, thump,
Yeah.
thump from the other
They
room.
just
What is that?
dragged you out? Like, what do you...
I went out
Johanna,
for a
wait,
smoke.
wait. Johanna, wait. What is that? He's gonna go out at that point. He'll go out to the main room.
Saskia is straddling Jan and
Whoa.
looks over. And
Whoa! Whoa! Oh,
You didn't wake up.
Yet. Oh, whoa! Good morning. Yes. Good morning to you. Good morning to both of you. Congratulations. We got to go. Wes almost died. We have to go. Let's go. Jan, come on. Saskia, come on.
Verdammt.
Finish and go. Finish and go. We
well,
go.
go away. It's not going to work if you're here.
All right.
I like an audience.
Oh, you like an audience? Okay, well, let's...
Oh.
Get finished.
Yet.
I was like, where's the gun?
Jan's just like, we've been friends a long time.
Beans.
That happened,
Basically,
that's-
once everyone probably starts busting in that we've got to go, Jan's just kind of like...
Wait. I'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes. You get 5
Let
minutes.
me go find my pants.
They're right there. They didn't go far.
No.
Hans is
Okay.
going. Yeah, Hans will leave the
Found.
trailer at this point and kind of start moving around and like looking around the area and making sure nobody is coming towards the trailer and like they're immediate danger. They're not in immediate danger.
Yeah, it's empty.
Why did they want the briefcase?
Because they knew that's where the money was. It was pretty obvious.
Is it possible to steal one of their cars? So we're not in...
It is possible.
Oh.
You said you shot one of the old men, yes?
No. I didn't know.
Oh, sorry, I actually didn't really hear you. I'm still a bit zoning
Like you
out.
didn't hear him. You were squeaking.
You were a bit distracted. Let's
A
move on.
bit, yes.
Hans isn't there, but
No, I ran one into the trees and I choked the other one. It looked like he wasn't gonna fire. I took a chance. They're dead, but there was other people in this camp.
Sure. Where's the dead man?
Up in the forest. They said they were gonna execute me.
Okay. Did you go through his pockets?
No.
We need to go through his pockets. If he's got keys on him, we use the keys to figure out which car it goes to, and then we take the car and go.
Alright. I'll show you where he went.
I guess me and Saskia will help Hans get whatever we need out of our car.
All right. Yeah, it's
Nice
easy.
and awkward.
It's easy goings. It's kind of a humid night. Some people are sweating a little bit more than others. But hey, at least you have a new vehicle. The vehicle that that is left behind. It's definitely old. There's kind of autumn leaves which have stained the clear coat of it, and it is pretty much almost gone, the clear coat that is. Inside of it, there's really no partition in between the driver's seat and the passenger side. The stick shift is all the way on the kind of coming out of the ground in a very long fashion.
Oh, fuck. You need to drive this one.
Okay.
Because that's going to be too much for me to maneuver. That requires actual strength.
All
Two
right,
hands,
I can drive.
probably.
Yes.
Shotgun.
Are you guys leaving this promised
Yeah, what-
land? This
Wait,
refuge?
what did you like? Okay, so what did you find? What would they have found with the body out there and going through his pockets? Because that's how they got the keys, supposedly, right?
Yeah. Jan wants to rifle through pretty
Yeah.
much all of this man's belongings.
So, when you approach the bodies, there's a slight bit of an unsettling feeling as you notice that there is a dog chewing on the skull of one of the men. The other one looks like he's been torn to shreds, almost as if a cheese grater had grated him.
Jan looks over at Wes and said, "You choked him."
First when I ran into that tree over there. I'm sure you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
The next one pointed a gun. It doesn't look like he had it in him to fire. I took an opportunity. We pounced once the gun was out of the ground. I just started strangling him.
Right. Okay, then quick, we need to go through all of their belongings. Try not to touch anything.
Right.
Yeah. The first one, we'll call him Cheddar, has the car keys in his pocket. Other than that, he has a few wads of cash as well as a, what looks like a used condom.
Cool.
He is.
All yours, all yours.
The other one, as you come close to it, the dog kind of looks up and gives a cute little bark before hopping into the darkness. Looking at this man, you realize that he's not dead. His eyes quiver in almost a scream as he looks at you.
If he's going to open his mouth, I'm probably just going to take my knife and bury it in his throat real quick.
And you bury it in his throat.
John, you and me.
No, the man was going to scream. I'm
Yeah, exactly.
just silencing him
That
immediately.
is what you do. That is what you do. We are friends for this reason.
And also because it'll kill him very quickly and mostly painlessly rather than being mauled to death by a dog.
Or by Wes.
Yeah.
Jan just kind of like flicks the knife and like basically wipes it clean, just as like, okay, coats it again, searches through the man's pockets basically if he's got like marks or any kind of money or anything on him. Basically,
he does have money. Yep.
Yeah, basically, Jan is gonna loot these guys' wallets and whatnot, basically to make it look like they got mugged, pretty much, shanked, killed, in a more kind of simple explanation of like crime gone wrong kind of thing, or robbery gone wrong.
Yeah.
You know we need to destroy the car, right? I say to Joanna.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we?
If they find the car here and we take another car, then they will make the connection.
Okay. So in that case, I am assuming.
And then Jan would be implicated, and so far he's not been implicated with the rest of us.
Well, no. I'm saying out of character. I'm assuming that Jan left the bottle of vodka as he like quickly scrambled to address.
Wait, I have an idea. Or as he comes back from the woods. So we've got a couple of dead bodies. We need to get rid of my car, and that entire building smelled of gasoline.
So
What
we're
if
going to
Put a
make a
couple
fire.
of dead bodies into the car, put it in gear, get it moving, so it'll dead bodies ram the car into the building, burns the building down, and then basically it's assumed as an accident. We all get out of here.
All right. Fine.
Nothing is ever clean. Nothing is ever.
Oh, this
Turn
isn't
over.
this isn't clean. This is I'm trying to deal with two dead bodies in a bad
I like where
car.
you go. No, I like where your mind goes. This is great. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Run it over the campfire.
Exactly, we have campfire with beans.
That makes sense.
Well, you can also basically run like a lit rag or something out of the gas tank, so that way the fire will burn up into the tank and then eventually take out the whole thing.
Yeah. I was gonna make a Molotov cocktail with your vodka. But yeah, and I mean, I feel like Johanna would just like have that look of like, or and just
also,
say half to herself, like, or we could just not leave bodies whenever we go someplace. But
also, another thing, once we get to a place with a phone that is not here, I need to call and note that my car has been missing for the last several days, so I can report that the car was stolen. That way, if they find the burned out wreckage,
that
they
was
found out who stole it.
That was actually your car and not a stolen car in and of itself.
No, I wouldn't be driving around in a stolen car all that often. It's too easy to get it wrapped up as to someone reports it as stolen, and then now the cops are asking me why I'm in the vehicle.
Also,
You don't change the license plates?
You can, but it still ends up with a lot of questions and problems.
And he saves money by being a safe driver.
With Allstate.
We are not endorsed by
Yeah.
Allstate.
No, we are not.
Allstate, please endorse us. This is quality content that you want, right?
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor. No, that's
I
safe harbor.
mean, I'm just gonna say when you see how often and easily vehicle damage can occur, like that makes you
God.
really want and thinking about your insurance rates and whether or not they cover you for vehicular murder or
Demons.
yeah, exactly, demon assault,
Worms.
I was gonna say herbicide. Like, I imagine that's what you call just crashing into trees and stuff all the time.
No, herbicide is what I did to the person from the brothel.
It's,
I gave her belladonna enough to kill her.
Okay.
but that's what I can come up with at this early in the morning with miraculous corpses. Looks at Wes.
Herbicide.
Herbicide.
There we go.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Hans is on board with it. I'm saying Wes. Hans is on board with it. He'll assist what he can, being
Yeah.
Gimby.
Yeah.
And Johanna is just resigned to this is life now.
Yeah,
This
as
is what
you're working, you suddenly recall that same pale-faced boy looking at you through the window earlier, and notice he is watching even now.
Who notices that? All of us?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah.
that is something I will not do.
Jan,
Yes.
real, yeah, we got, okay. Do you remember Munich? Do you remember Munich?
Do I have to remember Munich?
Pity me, remember it for right now. And he'll kind of like motion over to where he's seeing this kid. We got another set of eyes.
Jan is just kind of like, okay, as he's kind of, you see he's got the vehicle kind of pointed in the given, or has the wheel pointed one way, and just turns it slightly.
Johanna like looks at like no.
No,
No.
we're leaving the kid.
He's gonna look at Jan and kind of be like,
We have to draw a line somewhere.
They're gonna.
Turns the wheel back slightly.
Yeah.
But he looks at Hans very begrudgingly while he does it.
Yeah, no, Hans is the
Look,
same.
He's a kid. Even if he is aware, like who's gonna believe him?
You are right, Johanna. Johanna, you are right. You are all right. You are in the right. I'm just gonna be like, keep
Hans
going,
is like,
that's it.
stop yelling at
Nope.
me. I know I'm wrong.
Like you are
Calling on the
that-
mute.
Let's just do this. Let's do this now, and let's go away before he can see anything else
Yeah.
and be traumatized further.
Yes.
What have I done?
Jan just kind of mutters something to the effect of, and you had to recall the Munich favor. Just grumbling, turning the wheel back, and getting it all situated.
Oh my God.
GM, do I have anything in my little back of my brain of anything that might help this kid forget?
Yeah. You do.
Something that is not the vehicle crashing into his
Yeah.
Great idea. It was a great idea. I liked it.
Especially now that I'm brimming with all this post-coitus power.
I always say that voice.
It's a great time for sex magic. Let's be real.
Yeah, you believe you can do so if you want to pierce the illusion. You might
Yeah.
be able to call upon something to handle it for you.
Yeah. Just make him forget what he saw here.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Sure, there are no consequences for this action.
Hey, listen, he'll be alive. 8, 3, and what am I adding to that?
Soul.
My soul. Where's my soul? Oh, there it is. 13.
Excellent. What does this look like?
I go up to the window and I stare into his eyes. And I blow on the window to create like a little fog. And with a I'll put a handkerchief around my finger and draw a symbol and say forget.
He stares at you, eyes wide, almost dull. And as you step away, you can almost see this dark shape next to the boy, his reflective eyes, a hand placed upon his shoulder.
Okay, and then I walk away.
Excellent. What do you tell everyone when you get back?
He won't remember anything.
When did you?
I'm a witch. I do things. He won't remember anything.
Whatever it was better than what my plan was. So
Yes,
I'll
I
give it
like.
that.
Yes, we know that.
Yes.
Okay, reminding you.
Can we finish this part of the plan and like go,
Nah.
please?
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, so it's still nighttime, or are you just gonna drive, or...
Is it still nighttime? I feel like didn't Wes
It's
come
like
back?
It's
Early
Early?
AM.
Yeah.
probably pre-dawn,
Mhm.
Yeah.
You've
Maybe
gotten
like
like
4.
4 hours of sleep.
crepuscular dawn. Yeah.
This is
Seems
great.
about
We've
right.
gotten 3. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's too
Wes
early.
got none.
It is too early to be up, but I guess not for you, Jan.
No,
I get it.
it was not too early, Hans.
I was just laughing. I was just gonna laugh. I made myself laugh.
He
Yeah,
is
Jan
an
doesn't
early
seem. Jan and
riser.
Hans both seem like about this
Yeah.
time of year.
This is hilarious. Yeah, let's go.
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, go, go, go.
All right.
Saskia is gonna be curled up against the window, sleeping.
Johanna will try to also sleep as best she can.
Who's sitting passenger with me?
I called shotgun.
Oh,
But...
okay. Seems good then. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a window seat. Are you sitting in the middle, Johanna, or are you sleeping on the other side?
No, window.
Yeah.
Wes is
Alright.
in the middle.
All right, Wes.
If you don't call shotgun, you get the middle.
Like the middle seat. Good. The
Well,
captain.
you got the middle seat between 2 ladies, so I mean
Yeah.
there are worse things.
Bean.
Oh, this is kind of a shitty car, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, it is
I mean,
very
it's-
much shittier than my car.
What kind of car is it, Mitchell? GM? What kind of car is this?
Oh,
Got more windows.
so it's impossible to tell the model.
That's a
Makes
GM answer if I've ever heard one. Impossible to tell.
It is
Don't
old
let me hear.
and green and almost reminiscent of a 1966 Fox body Ford Mustang.
Oh, so it's an Audi, is what you're telling me.
A
Got
really old Audi.
It's not a gremlin.
Darn.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to say at like some point, half asleep, like Johanna will like lean against Wes's shoulder to sleep.
Oh,
Aw, I want that. That's what I want.
Well,
that's not what I'm after.
Y'all got late.
I mean, who doesn't want that?
Yeah, a slight kind of reminiscent or image of the one who gave you that jacket, sitting alone in a cell, flashes through Johanna's mind.
Oh my
I
god.
hate that for you. Sorry.
I feel like she would unconsciously like grab Wes's arm. And you just would hear her say like, I'm sorry, or something like that under her breath.
Oh boy. So
But she's obviously asleep.
You like, I'm out.
just kind of leaning back. Hans, level with me. How many things are? So we ended up with 2 dead people, a burned out trailer, a destroyed car. We also had all the damage to my vehicle at the asylum.
Nah.
Riding on the hood of the car from the asylum while we were trying to run for our lives.
Nah, yeah.
And let's see here, awful brothel.
Oh, wait. What was the awful? Oh, that was where you went when you. Oh yes, when you dropped me off in the asylum. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that part.
Oh yeah, that part was a lot more comfortable for me. I forgot
dropped
that
off
part.
the asylum.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And before that was hitting the man with the vehicle and crushing his head with the wheel well. Yeah.
Yeah. That was business. That was weird.
That one was purely business.
That was business, and you can't count the business because business is business. But the other ones, you know. What can I say? GM.
So
now.
I know I'm not approaching your count by any stretch of the imagination, but
No. No, I stopped keeping count years ago.
From the back, you hear Wes. To your surprise, he's still awake. That has got to be the strangest pissing contest I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, I mean, what do you?
last I checked, American, you added a couple to your count this evening.
Ah, he's right.
You laugh, but it beats a couple dozen.
I can't say that not everyone didn't deserve it, but there were definitely some who did it. So
I
Yeah.
have to.
Munich.
I regret bringing that up now. It is
I
what
don't
it
even
is.
want to know. I'm
No,
gonna
you
try to
don't.
fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean back on Johanna as we both piggyback this as our own traumatic memory
Yes.
of just missing
Great.
people.
Great.
You know.
Saskia's like, I should be in the front seat. At least I'd be there with 2 guys who kind of want me. It's fine.
This is what you
fine.
call shotgun.
No.
Call shotgun faster.
Listen, I usually drive the fucking car.
Yeah.
Not having an arm kind of makes sense.
Hans is
My
just
hand,
like,
it's just my hand.
Yeah.
if you,
You like,
like-
that?
I
like
do.
that.
That's
That's creepy.
cool.
That is really
That's-
creepy.
that is incredibly unsettling, but
That
great.
is. You don't have a hand.
Oh, I want
You're
to
a
lose
loser.
more.
Wow! Oh,
We
that's
are
cool.
nerds.
Wait, what will it look like if both hands are missing?
Whoa!
Okay.
All right,
Whoa!
done. Make a roll.
No!
Ah!
I can't
Oh, man.
jerk people off without one hand.
I mean, you can like nub it. I don't
Nub
know.
it. Yeah.
I'd give a great armpit job.
Penny for a
Everybody
tail,
roll
guys.
together.
Wow.
Gee. Pick us up,
Sorry.
Allstate. We are the content that you want.
You know what really gets me thinking about my car insurance? The body count under my fender.
Missing 2 hands.
I wouldn't have to whore myself out if I could save all this money.
Car insurance.
Who says I'm whoring myself out? I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen, don't slut shame.
No.
Yeah, because you have Allstate, so you're having a great time with that savings.
we
Saving
are
the
farmers.
world.
Bum, ba-dum, bum,
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 bum.
Wow. What the?
Oh
Okay.
wow,
Like in
okay.
hell.
We have derailed the
God.
conversation.
We have derailed
Penny for a
that.
tale. If you are interested in mature content without limits, this is the place for you.
Oh my.
Up.
If you spend too much
How
time
how
on the
much
internet,
longer do
this
we
is
have
the place
to
for
drive?
you.
Yeah, how long do we have to drive? What is our like?
It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, Lord. Alright.
At least we're almost there.
At some point, will Saskia, will you ever fall asleep? At any
Try.
point?
I'll try.
Alright. Well, at some point, Hans will like when he kind of looks over and sees that Saskia is like asleep, or what he thinks is asleep. He's gonna kind of like nudge Jan and kind of go like, what's up with you and Saskia?
I just was sitting on the couch, couldn't sleep after I heard the first door slam when Wes went outside, and
You heard that? You heard the door? I was out. Oh man.
yeah, it was loud enough to wake me up, spooked me a bit, so leaned up against the door, waited to see if someone else was coming in or what was going on, and she found like a razor blade under her hand or something under a nail, so offered her a smoke, and then one thing leads to another.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a similar situation. Times like these, things get weird. It gets really weird.
Yes, did I cross any line or something? Or
No,
did I do something untoward?
no, not at all, not at all. No, this is just the nature of the game. It is what it is. No.
Hmm.
She is a nice girl, though.
Too nice for either of us.
He said that. Put music on.
Click.
Click.
Is not my...
Yeah.
Gee.
Oh no, it has to be Tiny Tim.
What?
Well,
What?
hello, boys and girls.
No, turn it
No.
off.
Sing a song.
No, let's not.
I'm so
Oh wait, I don't have any of my 8 tracks anymore. They all
Yeah, we
got
lost
burned
the
up with my
8-tracks.
car. No.
Oh my god, no!
Oh no!
We turn around, we go back for them. We gotta get
It's
it.
too late now. That thing is a torch and smoldering wreck.
That is okay.
You know how hard it was to find that new one.
It's so hard to find 8 tracks now.
They're so high in demand.
So you guys head off further outside the city. Tatlina's home is a rustic wooden house surrounded by a dazzling garden filled with rose bushes. You guys are coming up in the morning and you notice the older woman with a hat on tending to the roses as she peeks up at you and puts her hand over her eyes to see you. As you pull up.
And the just from the outside of the house, this looks like a completely average, nice run-of-the-mill house.
Yeah,
right?
everything's normal. Everything's
What?
alright.
Yeah. What's the neighborhood? What's the neighborhood's name? GM.
The neighborhood. There's no neighborhood name.
What's the street's name?
Channing Tatum Strasse.
B. Arthur. Intersected with B. Arthur Avenue.
I don't know.
I'm just going by what
Really?
was put in the chat.
There's no name.
Okay. All the other houses around here. Are there other houses?
There are
around
none.
There is just this one house in the
Mhm.
middle of Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Everything's fine.
GM,
But it's surrounded by roses.
Yeah, she has several rose bushes around her house.
Well,
No,
I
this-
already feel very comfortable.
This is out in the open. There's a lot of looks nice.
Jan checks his package of smokes basically. He's like, how many cigarettes have I gone through in the last several days?
Thank goodness it's the 90s and we don't care.
Yeah, you could finance a single cigarette company with your addiction.
Probably.
All right, who volunteers to go and talk to her?
I'll go.
Oh.
Yana, you want to come with me?
Yeah.
I feel like she will maybe be not scared
Hmm,
if it's us and not you.
I believe that.
I agree.
I like when you all agree with me. It's very nice.
All right, you guys step out of the vehicle heading towards Dr. Tatlina, who gets up and kind of pats one of her roses, gives it a slight peck on the petal before looking at you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. How, well, good morning, yes.
Do you happen to be Dr. Catlina? And Johanna would check her notes.
Yes, that's me. What are you
Uh,
here for, child?
I write for the what was the last major city we passed?
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, yep.
Frankfurt
Okay.
Tageblatt.
Yeah, so I write for the Frankfurt Daily, and I was writing an article about some of the early studies in psychiatric health, and I came upon some of your cases. I was wondering if I could interview you with my assistant.
Yes, come in. Are the rest of your friends, companions coming in as well? I have cookies, and coffee, just freshly brewed this morning.
She has cookies and coffee.
Hans like stumbles out. It's like
I'll shoulder Hans.
That sounds
Again.
wonderful. Some of my friends act like they haven't had a good cup of coffee in a decade.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I might be serving the best coffee you've had all year then. Come on inside. Let's not dilly-dally. I don't want you catching a cold.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate that.
And she'll go in, and you guys smell instantly the fresh grounds of coffee in the air. Oh, that is exquisite beans.
I hope it's not cinnamon.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do cinnamon coffee for a
Saskia
while.
is immediately put at ease with everything about this place.
Yeah, like it is black, it is rich, bold in flavor, with slight earthy tones to it, and a bit of walnut as well. You also, kind of as a companion smell to that, smell a sweet scent of chocolate and freshly baked cookies. You notice that there are cookies on the stove, and you can notice that the stove is on in of itself, and most of the smell is coming from that general direction. There's a nice carafe of coffee as she moves into her household and kind of takes off her gloves and put it in a barrel next to her. The house is old-fashioned interior filled with bookshelves, lace tablecloths, small porcelain vases, and ornate wooden furniture. Everything is clean, but in no way tidy, and it's kind of hard to see how anyone could find anything in this place as she shoves away various books, journals, and an incredibly fat white cat from the couch, motioning for everyone to take a seat as she moves over to the coffee.
Johanna will try to pet the cat.
Legit.
The cat kind of lays on its back and exposes his tummy towards you.
Oh.
Oh no. It's a trap.
So basically, it'll be one of those things where, like, Johanna's gonna totally do the smooth reporter thing. And if any roll or whatever, that's fine too. But, you know, it's like one of those things where finally I get to use a useful skill in my wheelhouse. So, you know, she's gonna be casually petting the cat and then look back at the old lady and, you know, just so can you give us an overview of your work, specifically relating to like your various DCs and stuff like that?
Yes, and she pours coffee for everyone and sits down a plate of cookies, rich chocolate.
Do you also mind if I record this conversation so I can use it for my notes later?
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're such a precious young thing. You drink up, please. You look tired. And I mean no offense by that at all. It's just, you seem road weary.
Saskia's still drinking, just like nothing is wrong here. This is all perfectly normal.
Yeah, Hans is doing much the same. He knows this is all going to be worms, like in a second, but he's really happy that right now it's not worms.
People always say that when I invite them into my apartment, and it's very rarely worms.
It's gonna be worms.
Damn.
Our tagline.
Oh my god.
John will take the cup of coffee, but he kind of just he stays to the outside of the conversation. Just kind of seems wary about the whole situation.
I feel like Johanna will like take the coffee and like do one of those things where she makes it look like she drinks, but like by tilting the cup up, but like keeps her lips closed so she doesn't actually drink.
That's fair.
And but you know, like just a sip here and there or whatever, because she very much like, ooh, kitty. Which I'm sure is not some sort of horrible monster.
Of course. So I was the manager of the Kurov Clinic in Moscow during World War II. It was in the spring of 1943. I was informed of a group of children suffering from shell shock who were in a concentration camp outside Moscow. More specifically, Cap S-17 camp, that is. Well, we went there and found children living in just appalling conditions. If you could see their little faces poking out from under the houses, emaciated, almost burned up of all hope. It was hard to digest, and honestly, I thought I'd seen everything after witnessing the pits of. Well, there were just so many shoes piled up next to the pits, and you just couldn't imagine people doing that to someone else, and to especially children. Some were missing limbs. Many were mutilated in some fashion, and it was obvious that much had been done to them, and they had endured a lot. No doubt, it was my hope to care for them. Brought the children to the Kurov Clinic and cared for them over several years. 7 of the original 51 children died during the first years. In 1951, I was offered the Frankfurt Clinic and opened it as a modern facility dedicated to children with trauma-based and personality disorders. I brought the patients from Moscow to Germany. In the early 1960s, 14 of the patients were discharged, and all the released patients were provided with places to live in Frankfurt and Der Oder. I have a record of them.
Yeah, do you have the names of these children?
Yes, of course. And she kind of moves over some magazines. She pulls out a folder. Yes, and she starts naming them. You realize that the names she says are definitely include Magda as well as the 3 Russians.
Do any of them keep in touch with you?
Not really so much. Some of the discharged patients moved, while others were sadly later committed to other mental hospitals. Yes.
Do you know, are you able to say what you specifically experimented with any of these, or what you were able to study from them?
Well, it was an odd sort of thing. We tried to do mostly therapy, nothing groundbreaking, obviously, but this was kind of new grounds for all of us to for what these kids have witnessed during their short bit of life. I recall a young girl named Magda, and as well as her 3 friends.
Can you tell me about them? What makes them stand out?
Well, they seem to be mentally stable. When I first met them at the camp, there was a sort of resolution, a willpower that did not break them like I saw in the other children. But when we brought them to the camp, they got worse. Clinic. Second, the 3 always stayed together, protecting each other. The other children seemed to avoid them as if they were capable of the most horrific acts if they were not restrained. In the early days, they tormented at least 2 other children to death. Only Magda could safely remain around the 3. Indeed, they seemed afraid of her, avoiding her whenever possible.
Did they ever give any reason why? Like, surely
No.
you asked them why.
Yeah, of course. We ran very intensive therapeutic studies and examinations of their psychology, but I don't know. I know that Pyotr Galantinov was always a silent boy with intense eyes. He always walked around with a black porcelain doll, which he kept for himself. Pyotr never let go of that doll. It was the only thing he ever cared about.
Is there any reason that he might consider it?
If he did, it would be for a very special reason. He held on to that thing as if it was his mother.
Did the other have any distinguishing characteristics?
Besides their cruelty, no. Any other questions I might be able to answer?
Ask about if she knows about the current management.
Are you aware of the current state of the clinic?
No, I am not. I retired a few years back, and I think I've given my time, and well, I'm not keen to look back.
Let me think. I think that's. I mean, okay, go ahead.
We visited the location, and there seemed to be it seemed almost haunted, if you believe in such things.
No, not really, no.
Was it a new building when you
Of
moved your work
sorts.
there?
It was renovated, so it definitely had a new building feel to it. But honestly, if you want to know more, I mean, I'm getting old, and honestly, I sometimes forget things. I do have the old addresses of several of the patients that were discharged.
That would be fantastic if you don't mind giving us contact information so we can set up
Follow
more
up.
interviews.
Mm-hmm.
What had you been intending to study with the children in Russia?
The effects of highly damaging psychological trauma to young people and such.
Did your research have a research number? Usually the
No, unfortunately, not that I can think of. Records were bad back then.
All right. What are in these cookies?
Well, it's chocolate and well, a bit of sugar and all sorts of nice and tasty things.
No worms. He doesn't say that. All right. Then he's gonna kind of look around to like everybody. Do you know where the nearest hotel is?
No, I don't. But you're welcome to stay here for the night. I have an extra guest room. It's not much, but it's a little bit bigger than a twin size and might be accommodating.
No, I don't think that we could impose on you like that. No, we are. We will get reimbursed from it if we, go to a hotel. We just are, not from here and could always use instruction and a good recommendation from a local.
That's fair. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't help you with that front.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Of course. If you see them, say hello from me. I miss them.
We will.
Furthermore, I will make sure my Never mind. I was losing my train of thought there a little bit.
It's okay. We don't have to leave right away if you want to get your train of thought back.
No, I don't think it's gonna come back. Unfortunately. Nonetheless, how about I pack up some cookies for you?
Oh, that's very kind.
And she goes off into the next room to grab what you suspect to be a Ziploc bag of some sorts.
Quickly, everybody, go rummage around. Quickly.
Do you have a washroom?
Yes, just it's there's one in the guest room as well as down the hall right before the master room.
Okay, I will go to the one in the guest room.
It's very nice. It's kind of like a nice ivory ceiling and tiles and silver faucet.
Mm-hmm.
As
Great.
well as a lovely shower and bath.
Oh, shower and bath.
What are there any type of pictures hanging on the walls or like anywhere?
Yeah, it looks like there's pictures of her and the children, various stages of their life. You even see a picture of Magda and the other three.
Jan, Wes, just gonna kind of motion over, kind of point to that picture. I believe that's her.
No. Yeah.
Mother-in-law.
Hmm?
You didn't know?
No what?
Magdorlova. Sabine's mom.
Hans is gonna just kind of stand there and blink for a moment.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward. She wasn't present. Sabine was adopted, but
Who is
But
that's
that-
how I signed all this. It's my wife.
Okay.
Hans is gonna shoot Jan a kind of a look, just a quick one.
Jan shrugs a little bit at that. Just
I don't trust that there's no reason. The Russia during that time was not experimenting on children because of not like that. No, I've heard of things. I've heard of experiments being done on young kids, especially young kids like that. It was for nothing good.
So, are you guys staying the night?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Saskia will come downstairs and just like mouth, "There's a shower,
Oh, we must stay the night.
please."
we really want to bring this woman, this lovely old woman, into our problems.
She's already part of it.
Could be the cause of it. Who knows?
I was spacing out, not paying attention.
It's okay.
What's going on?
We're trying to decide if we want to stay here. She's offered to let us stay here,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a really nice, clean shower and bathtub.
There's a shower. We have to stay.
Hans had just said, like, no, we're fine. We're just gonna keep going, thinking that we're gonna, not
It
have
has
to.
a shower.
Okay, well, you'll have to,
Yeah.
make amends.
Hans, it seems that we are going to be outvoted here.
We are going to be out. Well,
Excellent.
Ow.
So instead of
Such a
packing
bad
up
feeling
cookies,
about this.
put some plate of cookies on the
I have a
bed,
great feeling about this.
Yeah.
as well as some bathrobes. Please
You know-
enjoy, and I will be downstairs if you need anything. Maybe we can listen to the radio later.
Oh, that would be lovely.
That sounds excellent.
Do you need any help in the garden? I'm pretty useful there.
Sure, I wouldn't mind. I'm done right now, but before the evening, I usually tend to them one more time before I settle in
Okay.
for the night.
She talks about listening to the radio and everything. Jan shoots Hans a look like we might end up on that in short order.
Do you know where do you have the store nearby, convenience store with drinks and anything like that?
No, not really. We're pretty far off.
Ah,
Where do you get your groceries from?
Oh, I have a nice, lovely garden in the back.
Oh, so you're a vegetarian.
Yeah, for the most part. No, I'm not. No, I have a freezer in the back, a large one, almost industrial size, where I purchase a large cow and then use it for the next month or two.
Oh, very, very frugal.
What about the flour that you used in the cookies and the eggs?
Oh, well.
We're poking
made of
holes.
people.
We're
It's made of
poking
people.
holes in Mitch's thing,
Yep.
trying to get us to stay.
Well, it's, there's people, locals around about an hour or two's drive away, and I don't mind making the drive for eggs and fresh baked goods.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. You just have to go shopping really sparingly
Mhm.
with a large freezer.
The large freezer of meat.
Nom 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 nom.
So you guys settle in and hope to enjoy a nice, comfortable night.
Glorious shower.
I guess we can deal with having a nice, good shower.
You make it sound like it's so terrible.
The punishment.
What about all these lovely smells I found?
I worked really hard on this odor. Now it's gone.
Everyone loves their own brand.
It happens. And with that, I think that's a good place to call it for tonight.
Look at that.
Nice and gentle. Everything's fine.
I really think it's looking up for this guy.
Yeah.
God damn it, Wes.
I mean, I know that I definitely feel it's more fine when Mitchell emphasizes repeatedly how fine it is. Like, that gives me comfort and reassurance.
Exactly. If I say
Munich.
it's fine, it has to be
Munich.
fine. Or else why would I say it?
Yeah.
Well, when you
It's not like
repeat
you're
it, it's
some kind of liar.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. Ian, what would you like to say before we head off into the night?
I've been Ian. Catch me every other Monday from this Monday on this show, and catch me every Sunday on the Pathfinder show, which is my child. It is my favorite thing. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. It's so great. And I'm sorry for murdering people, by the way. If you didn't, if
No,
you
you're
didn't connect the
not.
dots, I killed them. So there's that. That's me.
All right, Alex.
Oh man. Hey, I'm Alex. You can catch me here every Monday, if not for Kult, then my Star Wars game, which is kind of my child. Not really. I lock it away. And as well as the Pathfinder game. I was not there this past weekend, and I am sad, but I'll be there for next game. Yay! And that is it. Yeah.
Jennifer.
Hello, I'm Jen. I am Savage Sparrow on the internet. You can find me on Twitch at Savage Sparrow and social media, as well as savagesparrow.com, my super awesome website for nerdy t-shirts. I am also currently running a Kickstarter campaign for funding a cool witchy dress and other witchy clothing things and accessories. At 10,000, we get spooky witchy blankets. So give it a look-see.
Oh, blankets. I love
Yeah,
Blankets.
I know,
You too can feel as if you're cuddling Hans.
right? Exactly. You can hug the occult, and it will actually be fine because it's fluffy goodness and not horror.
Worms. It is not worms. You will not get worms.
You can feel the murder in every squeeze.
God.
If you squeeze it, it says,
They're super absorbent for your tears. or blood, or whatever. It's fine.
Jan would give it
Anyway.
a thumbs up as a replacement industrial strength tarp.
God. But anyway,
Can hold 3 bodies.
right? Yeah. So give it a look-see. It's cool and awesome. Thank you.
Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane. Mostly just here to play Kult with these fine individuals, and thanks for having me. I really appreciated it, and good stuff, guys.
And Spence.
I'll save every one of us. No. I have been Saskia, and you can catch me here on Sundays with most of these fine folks for the Pathfinder, and you can catch me once a month for my one page one shot. Ian, point down and that way.
That way?
Other way. That way.
That way.
No, down still. There you go. So there's a heart, there's a bell, there's a subscribe button. If you click any of those, it helps the channel, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. So do the thing. Do the thing. It helps us out. We've also got a Patreon, and we've got some really cool new Patreon levels with
Yeah.
stuff. So you can check that out at patreon.com/penny for a tale.
It's truly marvelous.
And then you can just find me online as Resident Moon. Okay.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you everyone for showing up. Our next show I do believe is Fantasticide this Wednesday with Pathfinder 2E. You can find me Thursday at Encounter Roleplay doing a one-shot for Troubleshooters. Yeah, after that, you get to find out what else happens to Enzo Cool. Though it should be more chill than the last game. I promise you that.
Are you sure? Because Enzo Cool went on a walkabout, and then Moth's head started moving, and it was terrifying.
Yes. Never mind. It will be glorious in a special way.
And horrific.
Yes.
Hey!
So make sure to check us out then, and we will see you then. Always in your dreams. Good night, people.
Sleep tight.